Hi, I'm Cody Eggleston with Horizon Ag in Gothenburg, Nebraska. Supposed to say action.
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 All right. Well, hey, Optimum Field Service Solutions here. Corey, I'm here visiting Horizon Ag, and got the owner here, Cody, and wanted just wanted to extend a welcome. Thanks for letting us in the door.
Absolutely.
It
took a while, but
yeah.
we got there.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we did have a long history there.
Yeah.
But you know what we're doing, Cody, is we're just kind of going around and meeting with our dealers. We're very blessed. We've got a good amount of Valley dealers that are on board, and it was one of the big wins for us, by the way.
Yeah,
Getting you guys on. But really, I think that the main thing is for us that we wanted to come back out and just kind of recognize our customers for a little bit more than, necessarily what we offer, but more about what you guys are doing in the community, what you do for the ag industry. So I guess if you would, maybe tell us a little bit about the history of your store, maybe when you got started, what it was like when you took over.
Sure. So Tanya and I started Horizon Ag out of a different location back in 2006. So this would be year 18 for us.
Okay.
Getting close to 20, and yeah, it's kind of a different situation for us when we started, and we obviously had our struggles, and we found our dealership that we worked at had some issues and got closed. And so we knew that our customers needed some support in this area. And so me and Tanya, my wife, and a couple of the employees, we decided we were going to keep going. And
awesome.
Went and borrowed some money and found a couple silent partners, and here we are today. Customers were appreciative of us stepping in, because they need a Valley dealership in this area, and we were, I had some long-term relationships. I've been with that dealership for quite a while. I've been doing this since 1992, so
all right,
that's where the gray hair comes from, I suppose,
yeah.
other than the wife and kids. But that's anyway. So yeah, we jumped in, and with the employees' help, we were able to be where we're at today. And it's all about the people. I mean, it's the people you work with, it's the people you employ, it's the friends, it's the business relationships that have been developed, and the customer relationships. And there's a need for our business every year, all year, and we're just glad to be a part of the community.
Yeah. So I grew up in the Panhandle, right? So
right.
I built pivots as a kid, and so I do know what it means to get out there and break your knuckles and all that. But as I came back into the industry, it's been 10 years now for me, and just helping a dealership with different aspects of it. What you start to recognize is the real need for this industry, right? So it's like, and maybe you can speak a little bit to that, right? The crops are one thing, and we highlight farmers a lot. They're out there and they're big tractors, and I'm not saying that that's great, but what they depend on you for is kind of what is their primary focus?
Yeah, so when I started this business, my background was in service, parts and service, and that side of it. And I decided that this business is going to run whether I have a Valley dealership or not. Because service is what we need. And so I built this business whether I sold a pivot or not. We were going to stay in operation. Then we came the Valley dealership, and with Valley support behind it, the customers rely on us to keep their equipment going. It's their livelihood. It's their bread and butter. Water is key in this area. If we wouldn't have irrigation, there would be no 250, 280 bushel corn plus. So
right.
It's a key part of their business. And it's not only just the irrigation side of things, it's the other aspects that we add to our customers. It's more of a business relationship. We do grain bins, we do grain handling equipment, we do other types of irrigation, layout pipe, and that sort of thing. But it's all in a need for what the customer is asking us to do.
Yeah.
And we run several fully stocked service trucks, and it's a big commitment on our end and our guys' end to make sure we got the right product and the right part. And that's one thing we found with your product is that, we've had an independent, a different field management tool before, but this has made our lives so much easier. It's, from the invoicing to to the scheduling to, you know, you can look and see where everybody's at, and it's helped us help our customer. So
Oh, that's great.
yeah.
Well, thank you for that. That's a
Yeah.
great compliment. That's what we hope to achieve, right? To come out with a solution that makes sense for the industry,
Yep.
easy for the end user, and then ultimately when it gets back to the office, it makes it easy for you to see your
Yep.
business in one screen.
Yep. And then I guess one thing that's kind of cool that we hadn't done in the past is you know, the techs, it's a big thing to take pictures. I can't believe how helpful that has been. You know, you got a stuck pivot, you know, and the customer gets a bill for 3 hours, and it's like, it was just stuck. Come on, man, we could have got it out.
Right. Yeah.
Then he sees a picture of the corner unit that's buried clear in the ground, and you have to take a backhoe out and dig it out, you know. So So you show them pictures that are attached to the individual work orders, and they're like, that's fair.
That makes sense.
So So it's helped them see the big picture also.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's great. You mentioned some of the other stuff. We flew around your building here before you got in.
Oh,
here.
yeah.
And you know, see the grain bins and see the augers and the things that you guys support. And that makes you, versatile in your business, and it probably helps expand your market share just because you're offering more than just one simple solution. You talked a little bit about the service side of things, and you think about can you kind of give the people that might watch this the understanding of that machine's down right now this morning, and what's the critical need for that machine to be back up and running to water that crop within a certain period of time, and your response time to stuff like that with your customer?
So we've kind of had a unique year this year with, we've had some hail damage, we've had some storms, we've had lots of crashes, we've had a wet spring going into this year, and we actually got behind from a service call standpoint, which all dealers hate, you know, but it's to the point where we can tell the customers, like, hey, we can't be there right away this morning, but we're going to have a crew up that way in the afternoon. You can see where the crew's schedule at. It's going to be somebody in the area 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, if everything goes well. And, you know, so we can give them a pinpoint time of we're going to be there.
Sure.
Tech gets there, checks in, calls the customer when he leaves, texts the customer, whatever. And, you know, it's the communication process more than anything. It's not so much, hey, are you going to be there like right away? But it's like, let me know, communicate with me, let me know when you're going to be there, when we can expect to be up and running again.
Sure.
So.
Yeah, I know it's like, again, you see a lot of videos out there, and it's, you know, again, it's harvesting or it's the planting season or whatever. And I think that I really do feel this way since I've been in the industry enough that it's like that, it's the unseen. You guys are like these like ninjas, so to speak, out there getting things done behind the scenes.
Yeah, and what a thankless job them techs have, you know. It's just when our customers, you know, see some of the stuff that, you know, they're like, how can you even get through this in a day? And you've got like 30 service calls ahead of you, you know, and it's just, it's taken some heat off of the guys too. You know, it's allowed them to look at their schedule first thing in the morning and say, okay, I know where I'm going. I've got a plan. I know what I'm going to do today, instead of coming in and like, let's wait till the boss gets here and find out where we're going.
Sure.
You know, we can pre-schedule and get them out the door.
Yeah.
And it's cooler in the mornings. You know, you'd like to think they'd be out there a little quicker sometimes, but you know, it's helped with our scheduling tremendously. So
awesome.
I think we've been kind of hands off for the most part, I think. So.
Oh, you guys have nailed it. Yeah, it's going really well. I mean, Travi was just talking about the storms, and you had these pivots down, and the guys were out there using the cameras and taking good pictures and getting it to insurance.
Oh, and the freaking quotes on that was just, it was so easy for me to adapt my, you know, the way I do quotes, because it's easy. It was so easy to put a quote together, and, you know, crap, you're doing 6 of them in a day, 7 of them in a day, and it's like just whacking them out. And I appreciated that a bunch from my side.
Yeah.
You know, you put a proposal together, and boom, send it to the insurance company, send it to the customer, and get the parts ordered. So it was. Pictures are all right there.
That feels good.
Yeah,
that feels good.
That was good.
Well, we're continuing to move forward. We're going to make it happen. What's Cody do off the clock? What are you doing when you're not sitting here in your office?
So I'd like to spend more time with the grandbabies, but it's you know, the grandbabies are 6.5 hours away up in Sturgis, South Dakota. So
Okay.
I do have hobbies with motorcycles
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But family, you know, family's key. That's you know, I find myself in, you know, in this stage of my life where I do a lot of family stuff. So, family oriented, whether it's, you know, riding bikes or riding e-bikes or whatever. So
driving a lot. Now, you love flying, right? You love getting in an airplane.
I hate flying.
I thought that's what the story was. I remember you're like, yeah, I'm gonna drive. Where'd you go? You went on your anniversary. You went to Maine or something.
So yeah, a couple 3 years ago, we just wild air. We'd been to Portland, Oregon a couple times, and just loved that part of the world. Which we flew up there actually, but we my wife Tanya said, let's go to the other Portland and go to Portland, Maine. So so we jumped in the car and we drove 24 hours.
That's crazy.
2 days to Portland, Maine to have some lobster.
Some lobster. Was it an anniversary or was it a birthday?
It was our anniversary.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's great. And then, you know, if I remember right, we probably have the same passion for food. I think you're quite the barbecue guy, aren't you?
Well, I like to eat, and I do know how to cook.
Yeah. Well, that's one for both of us. Well, that's awesome. Well, hey, I mean, ultimately, we wanted to spend the time. Is there a question that I'm missing? Oh, okay. So, you know, one of the questions we all want to kind of, you know, maybe an insight from you is as an owner, and I know again, you know, you mentioned family and your son's, you know, working here, and I think that's awesome. And but what is something that you might, you know, pinpoint as what you love about what you do?
So I think the business that we've developed and grown, the key part of it is the people, as I've said before, and you know, just coming to work, and it's more of a family environment here. You know, you know, it's always in the back of my brain, you know, this business, we have to take care of not just our family and my son's family, and it's everybody's family that we have to take care of. And that's very important to me that we are able to do that. And, you know, it's you know, you think it's a burden at times, but it's what drives me. It's what I'm passionate about is, you know, solving problems, not only for our customers, but for our people, and helping whenever we can, because we're fortunate to be able to do that.
Yeah. You got some incredible people.
It's relationships, I guess, that, you know, not only external, but internally also. So.
Yeah. That makes coming to work a lot easier.
Yeah.
It really does. Well, I just want to thank you seriously for everything. It's been a pleasure working with you and your team. I mean, really, it is a lot of fun. We get to do things like this. I'll tell you, you know, bringing my daughter into a world that she didn't necessarily know.
Well,
And she graduates college. She comes in, and I just, you know, I have to tell you, it's your teams like yours and the other irrigation dealers we've worked with. It's really easy to come into a family like this. So thanks for being amazing.
We let you in the door. So
I know you did every time. Right on. Well, I appreciate it.
We appreciate you guys.